A very good evening, dear listener. Welcome back to the News Hour here on Explorer Online Radio. Malaika Kayes is my name, and I'll be bringing you the 9 p.m. news. In our headlines, President Museveni advises leaders to promote value addition in their people. Police arrest 6 suspects believed to groom young boys into acts of homosexuality and recording pornography. FDC Party and People's Front for Transition team in bitter split. Ministry of Health launches a 1-week tuberculosis and leprosy screening campaign in Namawojolo district. And Kenya's police arrests 238 people during violent protests. Here's the news in details. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has advised Uganda's political class to sensitize their people about value addition to raw materials in order to increase the country's revenue and create more jobs. While meeting the NRM parliamentary regional whips at State House Entebbe, he told them that coffee, cotton, maize, milk, forest products and materials were some of the commodities that should not be exported raw but rather processed to fetch higher incomes for the country. The Kira and Jinja City Territorial Police are holding 6 suspects believed to be part of a criminal sexual network that grooms young boys into acts of sodomy and recording pornographic materials. According to Senior Superintendent of Police Fred Enanga, the suspects were arrested from Mpumude Zone in Jinja City over the weekend. He said, upon searching at the home of Ibanda Geoffrey and Kiza Brian, tangible exhibits were recovered, which include 192 sachets of lubricants, shirts and stands of LGBTQ logos, a metallic banner of peace and comfort with the LGBTQ flag. Government has renewed efforts to conserve the environment and urge the public to be accountable in the manner in which they use it to earn a living from the natural resources. The call was made today by Isa Katwesije, the Assistant Commissioner for Planning and Development, who doubles as the Principal Forest Officer at the Ministry of Water and Environment, in regards to the commemoration of the International Day of Forests under the theme Forest for Health. Mr. Henry Mwebesa, the Director General of Health Services at the Ministry of Health, says the number of patients who are now completing their dose of tuberculosis has improved to 85% compared to 25% previously. Mwebesa, who was speaking at the Namawojolo market during the launch of a week-long tuberculosis and leprosy screening in market, fishing communities, schools and prisons, has noted that about 15% of patients who do not complete the treatment develop drug resistance. On the other hand, the Uganda Railways Corporation has temporarily suspended operations along the Kampala-Namamve route to pave the way for the construction of upgraded railway lines. According to the short notice released by the Uganda Railways Corporation today, the Kampala-Namamve section will be closed for over 6 months from April to September 2023, and Namamve to Mukono will be closed for 7 months from October 2023 to April 2024. The Opposition Forum for Democratic Change Party and the People's Front for Transition, Katonga faction, are embroiled in a bitter row over political supremacy. Sources at the FDC Party headquarters revealed that the fight is between the FDC team headed by Party President Patrick Amuriat and Nandala Mafabi against the PFT Katonga faction headed by MP Anne Adeke and Harold Kaija, with the backing of Kano retired Kizza Besigye. According to a source, the Katonga group has accused the Najja Nkumbi faction under Amuriat of continuously receiving huge sums of cash from the NRM regime with the intention to completely and permanently wipe Dr. Besigye from politics. Wazalendo Savings and Credits Cooperative Society has launched its 9th cash operating branch in Singo, Nakaseke district. While officiating the commissioning of the branch, the 1st Division Commander Brigadier General Joseph Semwanga, who represented the Commander Land Forces Lieutenant General Muhanga, encouraged the UPDF leadership to set an example by channeling their salaries through Wazalendo Sacco so that those below them can follow suit. The Uganda National Cultural Center, together with the High Commission of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Kampala, have organized an international visual art competition for students from tertiary institutions in Uganda and the Nigerian community in Uganda and Nigeria. The competition, which is slated for 30th March 2023, will be held at Nomo Gallery in Uganda under the theme My Impression of Nigeria, My Impression of Uganda, where all Ugandan students will create works around the sub-theme of My Impression of Nigeria, and all Nigerian participants will create works under the sub-theme of My Impression of Uganda. And finally, Kenyan police have confirmed they arrested 238 people during violent protests over the cost of living, which also saw 31 police officers injured. Protesters had joined demonstrations in Nairobi and other parts of Kenya on Monday in response to a call by veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga for a day of action against the government of President William Ruto. Thank you for listening to us here on Explorer Online Radio, the home of reliable and authentic news. Have a blessed